Hello, everyone. We're back with interviews to members of our network at Embassy Direct. Today, we have the pleasant company of our friend Julian from Juro in Africa. How are you, Julian, today?
Yes, good afternoon, Rodrigo. I'm very well, and you, and thank you very much for this opportunity to meet some of your esteemed Embassy Direct clientele.
Great. Yes, so Julian, something that obviously draws my attention and I'm very in favor of is that what your brand does has to do with empowerment, something very important in modern societies. So said that, can you kindly introduce the brand to our viewers and readers, as well as what is your role on it?
Okay, thank you very much. I'll try to keep it as brief as possible, but the story and the journey began in 2010, where we started to develop these very small micro business modules made out of fiberglass. Excuse me. And we started to distribute these through corporates across Africa into what we call previously unknown or unbanked or invisible rural spaces across Africa. And that is exactly where the empowerment came in. Not by default, it was by design. It's always been our ethos as Juro to make sure that the people that work inside these fiberglass kiosks, which is what we call them, are empowered. In other words, it creates jobs for people, but more importantly, it creates a potential to become an entrepreneur in their own right. So we have various models of ownership with these kiosks through corporates, whereby they either get given them or they can rent them or partially own them through various financial models. But the idea is it's for corporates to take business to the people in places that they hadn't accessed before. And as you know, that is the emerging marketing sector of Africa, which is really our playground. And it's a massive untapped potential. So our fiberglass kiosks are going to places that they've never been to before, and we're unearthing a tremendous amount of customers. And in so doing, creating jobs for the people operating under these kiosks. That's essentially what we do. And obviously, we provide an end-to-end business solution with a kiosk, in that they are solar powered and they offer the kiosk entrepreneur every tool that he needs at his disposal to run an effective business, from lighting, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, various business tools that he would need. But that's Juro in a nutshell. We're present in over 20 countries in Africa, and it's a lovely story. But I'll hand over to you, Rodrigo. Thank you.
Indeed, what you said, sorry. What you are stating is that Juro means actually clean energy, which is very important nowadays. Tell us, how did you get involved in Embassy Direct? What motivated you to join us?
Well, I was introduced to Embassy Direct through a very close friend and colleague of ours where we reside here in Plettenberg Bay, Mr. Ian Hunter, who introduced me to Ron McKenzie. And he just loved one of the products that we've developed, which is our portable lithium solar kit, which we use in the kiosk. But not only in the kiosk, we use them in every rural household, where people in Africa have no access to any form of power or electricity. In fact, the stats are really bad. I think only 17% of Africans across the continent have access to any form of power. So he loved this little portable solar kit, the Juro lithium kit, and we presented that to you as Embassy Direct, and the relationship has grown from strength to strength since then. But it was through our colleague, Mr. Ian Hunter, that I got to know about you.
As you know, our main base of readers and viewers are within the diplomatic foreign community based in Southern Africa. How do you foresee Juro in Africa interconnecting with this community?
We like to be a bit of a disrupting business, in that the way business has been done historically has generally been big corporates, power is controlled in the hands of few, as opposed to us now trying to hand that down the food chain, or down the pyramid, as it were, to the greater mass of unbanked and unknown people. So the two buzzwords that are used a lot our financial inclusion, which is becoming a huge part of corporate business in Africa. And we're trying to turn the business around, where as opposed to the history of people driving into urban centers to do their business, whether it's banking or purchasing, goods, retail goods, we want to take the business to them. And in so doing, we're using digital transformation to bridge that gap. So that is where Juro in Africa connects from the person who historically had a really difficult time trading and becoming part or financially included in the urban world, and in reverse, the urban world becoming in contact with these people. So it's I like to call it the long tail effect, where you have thousands of unbanked and unknown consumers, but when you add them up individually, they become as big as an urban operation in your major centers. And that's the potential and the joining bits that we like to bring together.
We understand that one of the important components of your kiosk comes hand in hand with branding, meaning that if you get in a collaborative relationship with local companies mainly, and we have a few within our network, and just to mention some of them: Outsurance, NetBank, Airlink, and so many others. How do you foresee, or can you explain us, how does that bring a benefit both for the brand that supports you and for the business itself?
Okay, so to go back to your very beginning question, our ethos is about the person inside the kiosk who we push the gospel that he becomes an entrepreneur. So the kiosk in itself is a physical asset unit that stands in the middle of a place that was never seen before. So it becomes a billboard. It has 4 sides, that any color you want. And you mentioned corporates like Outsurance and NetBank, etc. They have those spaces to advertise on, which just by physically standing in a place that they haven't accessed before gives them a reach to the unbanked consumer. So it's bridging that gap. But the most important thing is the revenue streams that can be generated from the kiosk, from the entrepreneur on the inside. For example, NetBank could use it as express banking, where they could sign up new customers, send and receive money, do cash in, cash out. This is the big money movement, mobile money revolution in Africa. It's the perfect opportunity for them. Outsurance as well, in terms of selling insurance products that are bespoke to the more rural communities, whether it's in agriculture or education sectors, or just any market that's untapped for them. The kiosk will provide that access and distribution point for their brand. So it's a win-win for the corporate like Outsurance, and for the entrepreneur inside the kiosk, because he'll be earning money on selling each and every single policy he's doing, and as well for our brand Juro to let it reach across the continent of Africa, in this micro format.
Yes, definitely. And finally, Julian, in these days of so challenging and full of stress, what is that motivational message that you want to send to all our viewers and readers at Embassy Direct?
It's just a beautiful journey. Africa is alive, it's vibrant, it's special, but it's just, in my opinion, never got off the ground in terms of getting the credit it deserves and becoming known. And in each and every story, we could create a difference to one person's life out of that one kiosk, and see what that little business does to his community and the surrounding community. The long tail effect, which I mentioned earlier, means that the financial inclusion of all of these put together will create an all-inclusive economy for these people that were previously not part of it. So connecting Embassy Direct clients to Juro, it's exactly the same thing. We're going on an odyssey. The name Juro actually stands for my name. It's Julian's Rural African Odyssey. And we're going out into the invisible places. You mentioned South America, for example. It's exactly the similar kind of project, where we're just going on an odyssey, taking our business into places that I've never been to before. And it's amazing what we find. So that's our story in terms of unearthing 1,000 consumers that we never knew existed before, for example, outside of a small holding in Malawi, to seeing them becoming entrepreneurs. And it's a wonderful story. They're contributing towards the fiscus of their country, they're feeding their families, and they're making a difference in their communities. And it's proud to be a story that we part of.
I actually like the way you answer to an on question of us, which is what's behind the name of the brand. And actually it makes lots of sense. Julian, thanks so much today for your time, for that so useful information that you have shared with all of our viewers and readers, and wish to keep you well and make sure that Juro really does what it has to do.
Rodrigo, thank you very much. I appreciate your time, and many thanks in regards to all your embassy clients out there. I look forward to meeting all of you in the near future. Thank you very much.